The the first album comes out, and then a year and a half later, you're back with a second album, and that's quite rare because most people go on tour and try and milk it. Whose idea was it? Look, let's get you guys back in the studio and capitalize on the success of the first album as soon as possible.
More than likely, Luke. More than likely, Luke was like, I think that's when Luke was going through a transition of switching distributors, and they didn't want anything but the distributor was not willing to sign his label unless they can get an H-Town album. So he was trying to get the Two Live Crew thing, but they were like, no, we're gonna do this deal with you. We want the H-Town album. So it's kind of like it's some of us that have to go back in the studio to get that to get him to get that deal, because that's what they really wanted. They signed his label to basically, because they figure, oh, we get Luke Records, we got H-Town.
Okay. I mean, yeah, because you guys, I mean, you won Soul Train, I believe, for the best new group.
Yeah.
I mean, how was, I mean, being on that, I mean, Soul Train Awards are not the same as it is now. I mean, it's almost pretty much they hand pick who they want to give it to. But back in those days, I mean, you had some serious competition to go up against. What was it like, winning that? Because it's easy, you look at Soul Train, because there were so many R&B groups in the 90s that to win best R&B group or best single, it's like you had to be the best of the best because it was so much competition from 90s stuff. What was it? I mean, how proud was it to win that?
Well, to me, Soul Train was like our Grammys, so that was the Grammy. That was the Grammys to Soul Train. So winning that was like a an honor. We wasn't expecting to win, but it was very well accepted, well received, and we were surprised. We was excited. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of the best years of our career.
Yeah, and then soon after you guys featured on, we talk a lot about soundtracks, how big soundtracks were in the 90s. And one of the first ones was I think Above the Rim.
Yeah.
Part-Time Lover, which was a big track. You guys came out with Part-Time Lover. Was that your first time meeting Devante from Jodeci and working with him?
Go ahead.
No. We actually signed for Devante before we even made it.
Oh, you kidding me?
Devante actually had a chance to sign us, but he ended up not signing us, you know what I'm saying? So he actually had a chance to sign us, but he ended up not signing us. So we had met him, actually first meeting him at the Jack the Rapper downtown, trying to sing for him.
Wow.
ATL Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how did the opportunity, because I was just telling GI about how the 90s, we had soundtracks which were iconic soundtracks, and Above the Rim was a big one because SWV had anything, and the film was big. Then you guys had Part-Time Lover on it with Devante. How did that opportunity come out to team up with Devante for that track? Because that was also a top 10 R&B hit as well.
Well, we were Devante his favorite group. You know what I'm saying? That's why we even actually worked with Devante on in the 2000s on a song called Knockin' the Heels.
Yeah, I saw that with Pretty Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah. So Devante mainly is like, we like his favorite group. So he's like, that's how it came about. Like, hey, he wrote that song tailor made for H-Town. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Actually, Jodeci said, "Man, I wish we could have done it, but he gave that. He got that for us, most definitely."
Yeah, I don't know if Jodeci would have. I mean, Casey can sing anything, but I don't think it fit their style.
Yeah, he tailor made it for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I interviewed Dalvin just a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about how the groups and the relationships with different groups. But I was wondering about your second album, Beggin After Dark. It wasn't as it was successful, but didn't have the big hits as Emotions was big, but not as big as Knockin' the Boots. Was there pressure with the second album, recording it and promoting it?
Well, I mean, the issues were in house. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that he had in place for us with Knockin' the Boots and Lick You Up from the first album, those people were not in position anymore. So his team was like the team that he had on the second album it was a totally different team than we had on the first album. So it wasn't family to us. They didn't really know
how to push it.
Push H-Town, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I've heard a lot from different now artists when the street teams and when everything changes, the radios knowing how to make the calls to the radios.
Exactly.
Okay. But was that tough for you guys to see it not being as successful as the first album?
I mean, it still went platinum though. It
still sold a lot. It's just that
took a while.
And then Luke label was going through some transitions at that time too. You know what I'm saying? So with the distributor he was working with, so it was like the label was going through some problems at that time. We kind of got caught in that. You know what I'm saying? So but it still actually sold a lot, like went over like 800,000, like over basically almost platinum. But it's just that we didn't get a chance to get as many songs off of it as it did. Emotions was I think the biggest song we dropped off there, and was a pretty big hit for H-Town, and it kind of kept us out there. Then we had other soundtracks and stuff along with that to keep our name alive. Like Thin Line Between Love and Hate was a big record for us on the soundtrack. So
So I wanted to talk about that. Now I'm a big, massive Teddy Riley fan, but all of us who follow Teddy will always know Roger as the sort of the godfather with the talk box and stuff. And as I said, back in the 90s, we had so many black films. I mean, you start wondering what's going on. So anything that came out, so Martin Lawrence writes and directs Thin Line Between Love and Hate. We all watched it. And it was a real nice, solid album that Roger put together. But man, the song that you guys did with him and Shirley Murdoch, it is a classic that's still to today. If you play it, it still feels current and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to get to what it was like working with Roger, because as I said, he went too soon. But what was it like? Teaming up. Did you guys know about Roger and Zapp and when you had the chance to work with him?
Well, it was our idea to bring Roger in on the track. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Martin hit us up and was like, "We want y'all to do the theme song for this movie."
Oh, Martin directly called, got in touch with you guys.
His people.
Okay. Yeah, but yes, people. Okay.
But we met Martin a long time. We went on the set, Martin set. You know what I'm saying? That's when we met him. So we basically all still kept in touch. So he came after us. They hit us up and said, "We say the only way we do this track is y'all let Roger produce it." So we brought in Roger. We brought in Roger. Roger brought in Shirley Murdoch. So
that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching. I begin to